Okay guys, adding YouTube accounts. This is really important. This is the most important step in your setup. Okay, if you get this part right and you do it right first time, then everything is easy afterwards. Okay, all the tools are very easy to use. This is the hardest part of your setup, but once it's done one time, save it to your computer and you can import it anytime. You can see here I've got, I don't know how many channels here, it's quite a few. And the reason I've got so many channels is because we have got the vid globalizer tool in here, where we can do language uploads into specific channels, and you can see we can assign channels, for example, for each one of these languages, and we can save it as well so that it remembers for the next time. So that's why you see I've got so many accounts in here, because I've got for Italian channel, Russian channel, Spanish, etc. Now this is something that you should do within the YouTube accounts tab here. What you will notice if you come over to the home tab and you go into the Tube Synd Alpha, if you go and create a new project, let's just call this one test 3, I'll call it test 22 since I pressed the 2 button there, you're going to see that no accounts are here. Okay, we need to add the accounts that at the accounts tab in here. So what we do is we simply have your accounts saved, and then we can import them from a folder that you saved them into, and then you can choose to work with, you can choose the channels you want to work with. Okay, the way to do that is simply uncheck the ones you want to work with. Okay, choose 5 of these randomly just for demonstration, and those that are still checkboxed we can get rid of for this particular project. We just click on delete and delete selected, and that's going to leave you with the channels that you want to work with for that project. Okay, it's very simple, very easy. So do it in here first, and then you've always got it, but don't forget to save it. In fact, I save it when I'm building the channels up. Okay, so first step is we add the Google account. We log in with the Google account, and then once it's green and you've logged in properly, you will see you've got a drop down here. And when you click on the drop down, you will see all of the channels you've got related to that Google account. Okay, and from there you can expand the accounts. Once you've expanded the accounts, then you can start authorizing the internal API key. And then the next stage is to start authorizing YouTube API keys. Okay, now what I do is I don't add my YouTube API keys. You can see I've got 6 or 7 here. I don't add these until I get to the 3rd step. Okay, I don't add them until I get to the 3rd step, but each step that I do, I'm saving. So after I've created the Google accounts, I save it. After I've done the internal API keys, I save it, okay, onto the computer, just in case the software crashes or your electricity goes out or whatever. That means that you have got that backup. Now once you have done the YouTube API verification, you can delete the previous steps that you saved, okay, and just be left with something like this. Okay, now I've still got to finish some of this, but that kind of process is what we need to do now. We got that extra step, but the good thing is we don't have limitations anymore from the API side of things about how many videos we can upload. Okay, so we completely bypass that, and it works very, very well. So that's a good thing about the software. I don't think any other tool has got anything like that, because we had to do this. We had to do this to be able to release the tool. We just couldn't release it otherwise, so we had no choice. Anyway, so let me just walk you through some things, and then we will do a demo, live demo of me setting up from a Google account and verifying the internal APIs and then the YouTube APIs. We'll do that in a part 2 of this video. Okay, so this is part 1. Okay, so this is why it's different from previous tools. It's got that internal API. You still need the YouTube API keys. We will offer a service to do that. Okay, 1 Google account with 13 API keys. I'll let you know the cost on that when I know what the cost is going to be for us to get that done, because we will be buying that in bulk. Okay, we'll get a cheaper price to buy it in bulk. Okay, so we're going to add the Google accounts, we're going to authorize with the internal API key, and then we're going to start authorizing with YouTube API keys, okay, and we need to assign a YouTube API key to each and every channel, and that can be, you know, quite laborious if you got as many as this, but once it's done one time, then it's done. Okay, it's completely done. From the tools that we got right now, it's needed for Vid Globalizer tool, and you want to use Vid Globalizer tool. You can watch my video on that. You can see it actually does get traffic from foreign traffic, okay, depending on your niche and keywords and stuff like that, but it's a very, very good tool that will get you traffic just from clicking a few buttons from the content you've already got within your main channel. Okay, so it's a good thing to do. It's a good tool to use. Anyway, I think I'll stop this here now, and we will do a part 2, and that part 2 we will clear all this out and start again with a different account, and you can see how we can start to build this out and get to this stage where we have got the accounts added, verified the internal API key, and authorized the YouTube API keys as well.